Hello everybody, this is Gold Glee Gamer 1 and Dyne, and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy VI.
And after witnessing the end of the world as we know it, we have kind of a, you could call it a mini game, where Celes is basically tasked to feed Cid, and there are two outcomes. He will either live or he will die. And unfortunately the canon route is he dies, but it also provides a piece of character development for Celes, which is more emotional and more powerful, but also leads to one of the worst translated lines in this version of the game. And if Cid doesn't make it, I'll definitely point that out. Well, if he does make it, I'll also point it out. But his condition will change based on whether he's doing better or doing worse. And there are four kinds of fish that you can catch. You have a great fish, a good fish, just a fish, or a rotten fish. And if I remember correctly, the great fish always swims quickly. The good fish will swim faster than the other two. So if you have a choice, always go for the fastest moving ones. And if you don't have a good choice of fish, better to just go back in and talk to Cid and not give him anything, and then try and reset the fish. And one of the ways to help make this go faster is just give Celes some sprint shoes.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I didn't know I had another set of sprint shoes in my inventory.
Well, once everyone left the party, all their stuff got unequipped, so it's back in your inventory anyway.
Yeah, that I didn't realize. Yeah, if I would have realized that, I would have equipped Celes with the sprint shoes like right now.
Yep, always good to check your equipment when someone new joins, or someone rejoins. Because when the party split up near the end of the first half, when just Locke and Terra went to Crescent Island, everyone else got their stuff removed. Which is why Mog and Gao had nothing for most of the floating continent.
Oh yeah, that was a mistake on my end. Although it was still good to level up, though.
Yep, and unfortunately, only the people in your current party will get experience if they participate in battle and survive the battle. And the fish decides to be a troll, moves slowly and away from you. And unfortunately, that seagull just kind of gets in the way. It'd be kind of neat if the seagull helped gauge what kind of fish you caught. That'd be a nice little hidden addition. But what you can do is the fish will actually show up in your key items inventory. So if you just open that up and go in there, you can see the description of the fish you have.
All right.
And that looks like a good fish and a normal fish.
That's something I didn't know when I was recording this.
Yeah, I basically found out how to heal Cid completely by a trial and error. When I played through this as a kid, it was like my third or fourth time playing through the game that I thought, no, maybe you can save him. But I think it would have been a very, very interesting situation if it was impossible to save him, because that would definitely showcase how hopeless things feel in the world. But the end result is the same whether he lives or dies.
All right.
Well, except for his situation, of course, but what happens afterwards remains unchanged. And if you catch multiple kinds of fish, I think she does feed all of them to him at once. So if you can catch the great fish and the good fish together, that'll help him heal faster. That's just a theory that I haven't been able to test. And I actually went the canon routes on my LP of this. And when I played through the Game Boy Advance port of this, it seemed a lot harder to save him. On this version, it's actually really fair. It's a lot harder for him to fall into worse condition.
All right.
I just have to go back and forth, and it takes 5-10 minutes depending on how lucky you are with fish.
Yep.
But you may notice he keeps getting out of bed and getting back into bed when he sees Celes coming. What is he doing? I doubt he's going out to do some kind of aerobic workout. But he's up to something while we're stepping out.
Yep.
And that fish didn't want to be caught. Reminded of several old Looney Tunes cartoons where I think it was Yosemite Sam playing the role of Robinson Crusoe, who got sick of eating nothing but coconuts.
Ah, nothing but coconuts, eh?
Yep. Coconut stew, coconut milk, and then Bugs Bunny happens on the island, so you get some rabbit meat.
I guess you could say he put the lime in the coconut.
And drank it all up. Yeah, but Sid's condition is kind of neutral right now. Nothing too good, nothing too bad. He'll change depending on his condition. And back into it again. Well, he's still doing neutral. But what I was talking about a few videos ago is, yeah, Kefka successfully destroyed the world pretty much. What Sid was saying is plants and animals were dying. Nothing really has the will to live. And he just kind of rules over it as the new god of magic. And basically wipes out anyone who dares oppose him.
Oh, I see a fast fish over there.
Not grabbed.
Nope.
Oh, excuse me. Yep, his condition's getting worse, unfortunately.
Yep. Unfortunately.
Yeah, again, while I think it probably would have been more effective if it was impossible to save him, but it was nice of the developers to make it able to save him. It's kind of a nice little hidden feature. You just have to figure it out on your own, though, unfortunately. That has more of an emotional impact and better development for Celes if Sid doesn't make it. Even though it leads to one of the worst censored lines in the game. Yeah, I've lost count of how many fish we've caught, but shouldn't be too much longer. If they'll come close. Back into it. Yeah, they're still hanging on. This condition hasn't changed, but probably getting worse. Haven't seen any good fish for a while. And the interesting thing is, you can keep the fish in your inventory all you want, even after the segment's over.
Oh, okay.
You can come back later on and catch even more. But what's actually important is, I'm going to say this now, is once you're able to return to this island after you leave, you definitely want to do so because you'll find a piece of magicite washed up on the beach. And it's a good one.
Okay.
So back into it.
Huh?
9 minutes in, so it shouldn't be too much longer. Oh,
right.
Yeah, he's getting worse.
Right.
Yeah, he's doesn't have too much longer to go, unfortunately.
Yeah, and unfortunately, a slow fish is the only one that's available.
And does he say the same thing?
Yep.
Nope. Yep, those will be his last words. And one more fish. Come here, fish.
Here, fishy, fishy, fish.
One fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish. Well, only blue fish. But there are two of them. And inside, he's already in bed, and unfortunately, that means he's gone.
And he's dead.
I don't think he'd joke about that, Celes. He's not that cruel. This is also really the only other time you'll ever get to hear Celeste's character theme. If you leave the hut and go out onto the island and come up to this, there is this little hidden vista here. You can explore at any time, but Celeste already knew about it somehow. And to progress here, you have to talk to this dead bird. This symbolizes her hopelessness. But yeah, leap of faith from the cliffs off north, perked him right up. No! He basically outright says this is where they decided to end their lives once they lost everything and had nothing else to live for. So right here, Celeste is not trying to cheer herself up, she's trying to commit suicide. And she has absolutely nothing left.
Yep. So basically, she doesn't see any reason to live, I'm guessing.
Absolutely not. She thinks everyone's dead. Her only remaining family just died. And this is actually a dark callback to the Opera House scene where she throws the flowers off the balcony.
This time she's throwing herself off a cliff.
Yep. And just fade to black. Well, that's the end of this video, so we'll see you guys for... Wait, can there be a next one? Since apparently... Well, she's dead. What are we going to do now?
Where can it go from here?
Oh, back to the beach. No, she survives because of plot armor. Even after a year in a coma. But this seagull lands and pecks at her to kind of rouse her back to consciousness. Yeah, this line always made me question. Was she talking to Sid through the seagull? Just kind of angry at him for bothering to heal her, but she sees something even more important on the seagull. The token she needs to reignite hope in her life. Now, what can she do? She's stuck here. However, note on the floor that wasn't there before. So, that note was probably in Sid's pocket. There were many theories on how it got out. Probably fell out of his pocket. But, lo and behold, Sid's secret project. That he was working on while we were gathering fish.
Indeed.
And of course, if he does survive, he'll tell her about the raft and send her off to find everybody. Yep, she just rides out onto the current. Not knowing where she'll go, but she knows what she has to do. And on the way, she'll pass Will and Kara's raft from Illusion of Gaia. They get stranded on the ocean for a while, too. And lo and behold, there are some surviving landscapes. A little bit of forest left, even though the plains aren't very green. Small channel of islands, and there's a town. Now, that town is all broken. You can restock your equipment if you don't have anything useful for her, and find out what's going on in the world. You'll also get some hints on what Kefka's up to, and also some optional bosses you can fight throughout the second half of the game. Sealed monsters that were released by the Cataclysm. That's dying human life, giant monsters and insects. I think we stumbled onto After Earth.
The Helomantis. I say it like that because of like the name Gila Monster.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If there's a giant one, we need to call the Satellite of Love right away. Mystery Science Theater 3000 riffed a movie called The Giant Gila Monster.
Not to be confused with the song Year 3000 by the Jonas Brothers.
Nope, never heard that one. Of course, they also the ones that did In the Year 2525. Was that the same song?
No, Jonas Brothers didn't do a song called Year 2525.
Okay, I'm just thinking, in the year 2525, if man's still alive. I don't quite know the melody on that one.
I don't know that song.
But the monsters in here are a step above what you fight on the solitary isle, but the one piece of advice is stay out of the desert. It has a much stronger enemy that can one-shot a small party. Another couple hits, this guy should be down. Yep, down.
Yep.
Albrook is actually optional. It just gives you a quick hint on someone with Celes's gleam of hope in her eye heading north to Zen. There's Kefka's tower, which you cannot get
From
into
my
on
perspective, there's really no reason to go to Albrook if you don't have to.
Yeah, just if you need some items, weapons, or relics. Yep, and if you want to run away, you actually have to hold L and R until you flee rather than tapping it, looks like. Getting away from there. Now in Zen, there is an optional magicite you can get once you clear the Magitech research facility. If you don't get it in the World of Balance, you can still get it in the World of Ruin, and it's much cheaper. It's got some of the better healing spells you can get at this point in the game. Highly recommended to pick up. So if you don't have it, don't leave town without it. But that stretch right there, not saving until now, reminds me of of something a friend of my brother's did way back in the day, where he reached the World of Ruin, got through this and several other dungeons. He got I think he got all the required characters, then got a game over, and hadn't saved since before the floating continent. So he lost about 3 hours of progress, even though he retained all the experience. Now this is the final timed mission in the game. You do not have to do this with Celes alone. Saving is actually not required, but one of the key combinations to give her is any relic that prevents petrification, because some of the monsters in here can hit you with that. And if you manage to find the ribbon hidden in South Figaro, that is a must-have. And you either want to give her sprint shoes or a black belt, so she'll counterattack and take out the enemies much more quickly. You'll only fight these scorpions in random battles. Several of the chests have monsters in them, and those are the only other enemies you can fight in here.
Yeah, I already knew to avoid those chests.
And thankfully this is the final timed mission in the game.
Indeed.
That's pretty straightforward. You have to go downstairs, go to the back, rescue the kid, and escape. So no 4-ton ways, no collapsing continents, no talking to soldiers.
Yeah.
To invite them to dinner. And a back attack. And those doom stings are annoying because it hits you with the countdown and then you get hit with a regular attack. It's a 2-for-1 massacre against the heroes.
Alright.
Yeah, I don't think Celeste is going to make it this time. No, she's down. Load state!
Yep, indeed.
Again, a straightforward path. And thankfully the enemies in here are pretty easy. Can be one-shotted even without a weapon equipped. Just have to make sure to keep your HP up. One down, 2 down.
Yep.
One scorpion squashed. Two scorpion squashed. Ah, 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 ah. 3.
Yep.
Actually, the guy who voiced Count Von Count died last year, didn't he? Sad to see him go. One of the few chests that does not have monsters in it. I think the only other one has a heal rod in it. There's the child standing on the fireplace, which is actually still lit, surprisingly. But basically the plot of this segment is, of course, Zen had done something to piss off Kefka, so he's fired his magical light of judgment at the town and has struck the house. Of course, Sabin's holding it up so you can get the kid out.
Hey.
And not much changes if you... Actually, one thing I need to do next time I do come through here, I'm gonna wait to recruit Sabin until I have a different party and not bring Celes to see how that changes.
Oh, you're gonna do that for your ROM hack?
No, I already passed that part in my LP, but there are several other versions of this game that I have yet to play. I mentioned the General Leo one in a previous video. I may do that one. Just grab the kid and make your way out. So probably get 1 or 2 more battles. More likely 2. Yeah, I don't know if the random encounter rate is based on the number of steps you take between battles, or if it's just on a timer. But there are so many things hidden within the code of this game. It's hard to figure out things. Just the damage formula was a crazy equation. I don't even remember what it is off the top of my head. It's like I don't even remember. That's like 2 multiplication operations and then division.
Alright.
And getting out of here. I have more than half the time left.
Yep.
Hopefully my mic did not pick up that fart. But then again, I'm not NCS.
Well,
oh, okay.
I didn't hear one.
Okay. There's one more battle. Yeah, I can get out of this one without needing to heal, thankfully.
Yep. Just be glad we don't hear anything in our backgrounds, right?
Yep. Yeah, someone in the house is listening to music here, but shouldn't get picked up.
Okay.
Yeah, usually the only thing that gets picked up on my mic is barking dogs.
Ah, okay. So we should be pretty safe on that.
Yep. And safe. Okay, so Sabin's able to suplex trains and dragons and other giant monsters and hold up a house single-handedly. He's got to be the strongest man in the world. Yeah, we technically still have the kid with us while talking to him.
Yep.
A minor thing like the end of the world. It's not like you can go back in time and prevent it from happening. That's another time I've one-upped on Lavos.
Yep. Yeah, yeah, because unlike Cruncher, we can't change history here.
All they can do is try and repair what's all that's left.
What's left.
They smash Kefka, deliver peace under the world. And you can get some equipment and items if necessary. Again, the piece of magnesite you want is sold by a man who's hidden in the trees in the north end of town. Definitely a good idea to get it. And of course, Finn comes back without any equipment on. Good to get him set up. Probably with a back guard at the very least to prevent back attacks with a 2-person party. And that's the end of this video.
Yep. Alright. Oh, actually...
Bye, guys.
Yeah.